Street, just 2 miles east of I-75.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
First time since I went under the knife. So now I literally can no longer use the knife as an excuse. So you're going to be happy with this. I'll no longer be able to say, oh, I can't, I got a back injury, can't get back surgery. I'm going to play in my Friday game that I have not played in since before back surgery.
Oh, congratulations. That's awesome.
I'm going to play with the Ricky Beck group in the Friday game that I played in for years. And I've been MIA for 3 months now, almost 4 months, and they're really hurting for my money because they beat me out of my money every week. So I'm going to go start contributing again. I'm going to help the economy. I'm going to help the economy of somebody that I play golf with.
Oh, that's great. Good for you. I know that's big. I know that's huge for you. So
that really, that's the litmus test. That really is the litmus test. I'm free and clear. So if I played 36 holes on vacation.
Right.
So, and I thought if I played 36 holes back to back, I could start playing in the Friday game again. So I'm going to play in the Friday game.
And of course, the bar across the street is very happy that you're going to be playing again.
Let me explain something. The bar across the street has nothing to do with me playing golf at Munich. The bar across the street, if I'm at the bar across the street another 5 minutes, I'm a chair. That's one of my favorite lines from Goodfellas when the guy who Tommy smashes with the bottle because he's over there. He says, "What do you mean? You insult me in front of my friends, saying I'm a deadbeat and everything?" He smashed the bottle. So he goes to Paulie with Henry. Paulie, I need some help. This Tommy guy, I'm looking over both my shoulders. He goes, what do you say? You want me to go in the restaurant business? What do I know about restaurants? He goes, Henry can help me. He goes, Henry, you can help me? He goes, what do you mean he can help? He was in my place another 5 minutes. He'd be at school. So that's where I get that line from. I like to give credit when I steal material. I like to give, unlike Carlos Mencia, I give credit for it. You know.
Hey, that's a good shot. Good shot.
Have you ever watched that moment when he's up on stage at a comedy club in Los Angeles and Joe Rogan comes up on stage too and gets a microphone and just calls him out? It is the most, as a comedian, as a stand-up comedian, which I've done a lot of, it is the most uncomfortable video, one of the most uncomfortable videos I've ever watched. Because here are two comedians, and one of them's calling the other one a dirtbag, and for stealing material. And by the way, the one thing that is a no-no in the comedy world, but everybody does it, don't think for a minute it doesn't happen, is stealing material. I'll give you a prime example. One time I was doing a comedy show in Gainesville, Florida. And it was an open mic night for the first half of the show, and then there was 3 paid comedians. I was one of the paid comedians after the show. You did open mic for an hour and a half, and then we did 3 30-minute sets, 3-hour show from like 7 at night till 10 at night. It was a long show. The open mic nights, God love them. I do them because that's the best place to work on material and everything. But open mic nights, you get funny people, and you get people that even the crickets won't make noise for. You know what I mean? And so I had a few pops while I was at the establishment. Maybe have not been in my best faculties, but I had a hotel room at the hotel where the comedy club was, so it wasn't that big a deal. But I mistakenly left my joke book, where I have jokes written and everything, one of my notebooks, down in the comedy club. So about 8 months, 9 months later, I went down to look for it. Nobody saw it. It was gone, blah, blah, blah. About 8 or 9 months later, I'm the feature act at a comedy club in Jacksonville. And the opening act, who was also the MC, rolls out one of my jokes. And I walk over and I go, hey, did you used to do open mic nights around the area. He goes, yeah, I used to do them in Gainesville a lot. He did not like the outcome of that conversation. But I got an admission that he stole my joke book. But
Wow.
it was the outcome of that conversation didn't go the way he wanted it to. I promise you that. Was it physical? Maybe. You never know. It could have happened. Could have happened. You know, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what happened that night? But I know that my joke book was returned to me that evening. So yeah, the most uncomfortable. It's one of the most uncomfortable videos to watch Carlos Mencia and Joe Rogan. It's just uncomfortable. It's almost as uncomfortable as watching Simone Biles continue to say why she quit on her team. Almost as uncomfortable.
Wow. And I think if anything, this justifies everything, because if you have any hesitation in gymnastics, you can die, right? You
can literally fall and break your neck and die. I give you that.
You can die, and you add that to the decades, right? She's 24. Decades of mental, physical, and sexual abuse that she endured as a USA Gymnastics athlete.
As people turn their heads, as people turn their heads.
Adults who were supposed to care about her and used her for nothing more than a money-making machine, and to continue the machine of USA Gymnastics along. If Simone Biles doesn't want to compete, then Simone Biles doesn't compete. Doesn't have to compete. And if she has the yips, what they call the twisties,
right?
And you're uncomfortable in the way she jumps,
it's life threatening. It's life threatening.
Right. So why can't you give her a pass as to why she pulled out of the team all around?
Okay, the team all around. I give her a pass on the individual. I get that, and the team all around. Was she experiencing that during warm up, or did it happen on the first? If it happened only on the first vault, then I'm wrong and I should give her a pass. But if she was having those kind of situations in warm ups and thought she could give it a go, you don't think you could give it a go when it's a life or death situation. You say, look, I'm experiencing this. I can't go. I can't compete tonight. You don't do the first vault, get the worst score of your career, and then say, I can't go.
Yeah.
Unless it happened on that first vault, which, by the way, is perfectly plausible.
Now, let me play out a scenario. You're a high level athlete.
Yes.
Right. You don't have a good morning session, right? But you have been trained your whole life to be mentally tough, right? You've been trained and conditioned and beaten that you fight through it. You fight through the pain. These gymnasts are taught. You vault even if you're going to snap your leg in half.
And that was evident in the athletic documentary when they said, "You think Carrie Scruggs did that? You think Carrie Scruggs did that because she was tough? No, she did that because she didn't want to face Bella Caroli."
Absolutely. So in the back of her mind, that's what she's facing. She's like, I got to do this. I got to do this. Then she goes through her warm up, right? And she goes, oh, I'm doing better. And then she does that first vault and realizes, I can't do this. To me, it lays out perfectly for it. I don't know if I was a Simone Biles fan before, but I definitely am now, because I think she had the guts. And this is the first time an athlete has done this. And stood up to USA Gymnastics and fought back. Because let's be very clear. If this is the Olympics, whatever, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, she competes. Whether she kills herself or not, she's competing.
But she does have a voice to stand up now. I see what you're saying. I feel what you put down there.
Again, I think we should all be a little bit, before we throw that stone, we need to understand that decades, right? The moment she went into USA Gymnastics, it was apparently one of the worst kept secrets within the industry. Like, if you're going to succeed here, you have to be willing to put off your menstrual cycle. You're going to starve yourself. You are going to be molested by the trainer, right? These were known things, and I think she just realized, I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to compete.
let me pose this question to you, though. And it has to do, and I won't say he's a friend of ours because it's John Ivory. I would never admit he's a friend of ours, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he put on Facebook yesterday, 2 days ago, he got skewered, and I thought people missed the point he was making. So I'll ask you the same question. Simone Biles is the GOAT of U.S. Olympics, of the U.S. Olympic gymnast. I don't think that's arguable. LeBron James is right now is the face of the NBA. Whether you like it or not, he is. If LeBron James does the same thing, he gets skewered like you and I would be telling you how bad. That's why we don't like him. This is why. This is why. Is there a double standard for someone like Simone Biles versus someone like LeBron James? Or is it so different situations that you can't draw that correlation? Because John Ivory drew the correlation. He drew the correlation that two GOATs, that one would have got skewered while the other one's getting the pass.
I know what he's saying, but if all of a sudden LeBron James comes out, and by the way, everything we know about sexual abuse as a child, it can take a long time for it to manifest itself. Right? So if LeBron James came out and said, and by the way, I don't think anybody would believe him, if LeBron James came out and said, you know what, I can't play basketball anymore because I was molested as a child. I think first of all, everybody would stop, right, and go, wow, really? It can happen to LeBron James and how he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated at 13. It can happen to anybody. I think that would cause some real pause. But then it would just be whether or not it's believable, because this is the same guy who had somebody spray paint racist comments on his own house, covered it, painted it before the police could get there. So he's not the most believable character.
And what the point you bring is very good, because I know of someone that at one time was very close to me, that was molested as a very young child, who was not believed by the adults around them, and to this day still has issues with the law, issues with substance abuse, which runs them afoul of the law and everything, and it is directly relatable to the family denial and where they think they are in their family's eye, because they're not believed, even though they're in their mid-40s now, still not believed by their family of the traumatic issues that were done to them as a child, while one of their other siblings is believed that the same person did it to the other sibling, and that sibling's believed. So, look, child molestation can manifest itself and stay into your psyche, into your system for many, many decades. Some people take it to the grave with them. Take that anguish and mental abuse to the grave with them.
Right.
So we are talking about a secret that was not well kept.
Well, and I will say this, that documentary has completely changed my mind on this. How I would have felt about this before I watched the documentary may have been completely different. I may have a completely different view on it.
I was shocked. I was shocked at how the gymnast said Carrie Scruggs didn't do that vault where she landed it on the broke ankle because she was wanting to win the gold medal for the Olympics, and she thought that for the U.S. team, and she thought she owed her teammates that. She went on that broke ankle and did that vault because she didn't want to have to face Bella Caroli when she walked off the mat. And I went, damn.
When Bella picked her up, right, in the documentary, they talk about that. She was afraid.
Yeah,
scared. Was afraid. So when he carried her to the podium and made that glorious moment that we all remember, right? It's one of those Olympic moments that you're like, wow, how cool is that? Now you look at it and go, that was just a frightened little girl, right?
Who jumped on a bad ankle because she didn't want to get the anger and anguish of the adult male who was for all intents and purposes, the Carolis were slave drivers. That's what they were.
For what? For less than a tenth of a point? Right? I mean, that was the difference in her score. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can't watch it. I can't watch USA Gymnastics.
I did watch water polo last night as the USA men lost to Italy in the pool 12-11. I still don't understand the game of water polo, except you got to put a ball in the net, because they look like they're trying to murder each other in the water.
I love sports where I don't know the rules. I love cricket. I love to watch cricket.
I have no idea what's going on, but I love to watch it. You're right. Yeah.
Hey, so you'll love this. So I went to a polo match in Ocala on Saturday night.
Right.
My wife tells me at 4:30 we're going to go to a polo match that starts at 6. We ended up going to the wrong stadium at first because they don't play at the Ocala Equestrian Center. They play at the Florida Park.
Yes,
I had a blast. I'm going again. Yeah, I'm going again Saturday. I got a VIP tent, Tom. I got a VIP tent if you want to come.
But you have no idea what the rules are.
Oh, really? You know, they use words like chucker, and, yeah, they just try to get the ball between the two posts.
Isn't it kind of like, you know, how many times did you ever go to the High Life Fronton on the Wednesday night, the 50-cent beer and hot dog and burger night and everything? And, you know, they say, oh, there's a rabote, and, you know, you're hearing all these words. All I wanted to know is number 6 going to win, because that's who I bet my $2 on.
So I knew all the rules of High Life.
Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
I knew all of them, but I grew up watching.
I knew it was a bunch of Spanish guys that would drop the ball on purpose if the money was bet the right way.
Because back in the day, you couldn't go there if you were under 18, right? Even to watch.
Right.
But my dad used to do remotes there, and he used to bring me along, and so I was like the only kid in the building. So I knew all the rules.
Yeah, I had
you know, when I turned 18, I was a highlight pro. Me and Scott Waldron, we used to go there all the time when we just both got out of the Navy. We would go there like 4 days a week, climb the chicken wire.
I remember I would go there when I first moved here to run the Mellow Mushroom in 1998. A couple of my employees said, you got to go on Wednesday nights. It's college night. 50-cent beer, 50-cent hot dog, 50-cent hamburger. I was like, okay. I was expecting a couple hundred people. There's 3,500 people in this building going crazy. It was the funnest time. It was one of the most enjoyable experiences that I'd ever been to in my life. And I was like, hey, that's that game that they play on that you see a quick shot of on the opening of Miami Vice. That's all I knew about Highlight. It was the thing you saw.
They had a fronton right there in Orange Park.
No, there was never a fronton in Orange Park. It always was a dog track. There was never a highlight.
That's right. It was a dog track. It was just
never highlight.
That's right.
And out at St. Johns County, at the St. Johns Duval County line, that was a harness racing track for a while, and then became a dog track.
That's correct.
Now the old man would bet on the dogs. I would go as a little kid. I was at the dog race until I got old enough to know the abuse the dogs were taking, and then I quit going to dog races. But the old man would go to dog races every. We'd go to dog races we'd go to the Saturday matinee, baby, every Saturday.
Yeah. I've done many a radio remote from the dog track.
We went to the McDuff dog track. We went to the McDuff Avenue.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, on the west side.
Oh yeah.
That's where it was right next to my radio station over there at WBWL.
That's where we would go. Was to the McDuff. We go to the McDuff dog track.
Well, that was a good one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Orange Park was garbage.
Too far away. You're not crossing no bridge to watch the dogs run.
No. So. But yeah, you're right. I love the whole thing about Australian rules football when the ESPN first came on in 79, 80, 81. The whole thing about Australian rules football was here was a guy in a butcher's jacket or a doctor's coat, however you looked at it, and a fedora that would run out in between these poles and either point one finger down or two fingers down real hard, and he didn't know what the hell he was pointing about. But you watched it.
No clue.
You have no clue.
No clue.
None. But you watched it. Hey, so something you didn't think would happen in Japan, but then you realize Japan, has storms as well. Both rounds of the golf tournament have been delayed because of storms. It just doesn't feel like, and they're trying. Golf Channel's trying to say, oh, it's big time. It's got the feel of a big time tournament. And blah 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 blah. It feels like I'm watching the Corn Ferry Tour. Maybe that's because most of the players from foreign countries are on the Corn Ferry Tour.
Shoffley's in there.
Justin Thomas is in there. No, the Americans have big names, but most of the names of the other teams are. They talk about, oh, he's won twice on the Corn Ferry Tour. Oh, he's 22nd on the list of the Corn Ferry Tour. Okay. That's like telling me that you're the number 2 goal scorer in the MLS. I don't care. You're not good. Of course, I don't like the MLS a whole lot either. I like the English Premier League. I like the English Premier League is the soccer version of the NFL. I like that. Violence personified. Although the NFL is not that nowadays. It's a little weak.
Oh, that's great.
But I like a league where you can get a gash above your eye from a knee to the face, and then you look at the referee and go, "Where's the yellow card?" He goes, "In my pocket, not coming out. Move on. Keep playing.
That's right.
Keep
That's
playing."
right, pal. That's right. Are you dead? Get up.
Get up. Yeah, that's a soccer term. That league. If you've never watched the English Premier League, folks, and you don't think you don't think the game of soccer is any fun, go watch that league. No, it's not as bad. It used to be the NHL.
Yeah. Back when the NHL was just nothing but goon.
Right. That's what the English
Before they allowed blue line passes.
Right. The English Premier League used to
the puck and grind.
The English Premier League used to be just like that, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Hey, Galen, what do you got? So this polo match. Tell me more about this polo match, because that may be something the wife and I, it may be a good introduction for the wife to finally meet you and everything. Polo match.
I've met her. I've been in studio with her.
God, I'm trying to make you do that.
Oh, okay. It's at the Florida Horse Park. I'm going. It's really, really laid back. I think it's free. We got a VIP ticket surely by accident. But bring your own beverages, bring your own food. It lasts about an hour and a half.
You got VIP tickets, or you have a VIP tent?
There's not really anything VIP. They just give you pay $20 and they give you a white tent. You have to bring your own chairs, right? It's tailgating, and they call it Sunset at the Polo Grounds, right?
So you have this tent already?
Yeah, I got 2 of them because I thought I was buying 2 tickets, and turned out I was buying 2 tents.
Oh, so you got plenty of room.
You can join. Yeah, join me. Bring chairs, because my wife and I went, we had nothing to drink, we had nothing to eat, we didn't have any place to sit, and thankfully, this lady let us share her tent, or we would have died. But it's fun.
We'll bring a cooler of beverages and maybe a chartreuse.
There you go.
Like a cheese and grape tray or something.
Are you trying to say charcuterie board?
Charcuterie board. There you go.
Yeah, so we're going to be there. I'm bringing my oldest son, and our neighbors are going, and there'll be plenty of room at the white tent.
Perfect.
So if you want to come, I mean, this isn't a plug for them, but I was, again, I like to see things I've never seen before, and watching the horses run, I think it's kind of fun. So,
we watched it one night where there was a meet and greet out at a horse farm, and they were doing exhibition polo inside an arena. And I didn't understand what they were doing, but it looked good the way the horses were running. They were smacking them all around. It looked pretty good.
Correct. Yeah, and then at halftime you have to go fill digits. That's all I know. And the only reason I know that is because the person who let me have their tent runs the Florida Horse Park. She said, "Come on, we're going to go fill digits." Like, okay.
Here we go. Hey, Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
I enjoyed it. Hey, you know what? We're back at Regal Cinema Saturday for the first time in, 2 years? We're really, really excited about that. So they're opening. Maybe this means the world's coming back. Today we're at the Walmart out in the Shores. But you can find us anywhere. We're still giving away those $20 gift cards, and you can get the lights on it.
See you next week. Galen,
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.